Hey everyone, June 1st, 2023. We're here live on our stream. What are we going to cover today? It's about the Saskatchewan immigration program. It's one of the most popular Canadian immigration programs out there. Why? Well, it's one of the most sought after provincial programs. And today we're going to find out why and extract the key features of the top three PR programs for the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program, also known as the SINP, in our live stream today. Okay? So this is the truth, the raw truth, and nothing but. So help me with the Minister of Immigration. Quick introduction. My name is Reza and I work with the Ingwe immigration team helping applicants move to Canada. Whether it's for yourself, your kids, your business, or all of the above, we do make it happen. Are you tired of immigration companies pushing one specific program down your throat without providing options based on your unique profile? Well, instead of deciding them for you, when working with our office, you're in control of your own destiny. And the final decision is up to you, not us. Let me make this clear. I'm not an actual full-time YouTuber, but hands-on with our licensed team working on actual applications and communicating with immigration departments, both overseas and inland, representing our clients on a daily basis. These videos are made for the purpose of sharing our hands-on immigration knowledge with our worldwide audience. And if you're thinking about immigrating, well, we're here to help. Get a free email assessment by filling out the form down below, or reach out to us directly if you're an active immigration practitioner looking to collaborate. Here we go, folks. There's numerous programs in the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program and substreams to each program. It is one of the most active provincial immigration programs out there, with the most amount of programs to allow applicants to come and settle in this province as new Canadians. All the programs they have, it's a huge list. International skilled worker and substream, skilled worker with existing work permits, semi-skilled agricultural worker with existing work permits, hospitality sector project subcategory, long-haul truck driver project subcategory, hard-to-fill skills pilot. And then all those programs, well, the skilled immigration program, they have a express entry, some of them with a non-express entry option. And then you've got talent tech pathway, you've got international healthcare workers stream, and you've got the occupations and demand stream. And you have the Saskatchewan International Nominee Entrepreneur Program stream for investors, overseas applicants who want to invest and get their PR in the province in Canada. And you have the International Graduate Entrepreneur Program for international students who've graduated successfully and are looking to start their own business and be nominated for PR. Today, we're considering three programs, the top three programs from our point of view, and we're going to extract the key features of these programs for the Saskatchewan nominee program. Number one, Talent Tech Pathway. Why do we like it? Number two, SINP Entrepreneur Stream. So the Saskatchewan nominee entrepreneur stream for investors and business persons. And number three, the International Skilled Worker Substream with family ties. We're going to find out why we picked these programs today for the province of Saskatchewan. And I'm sure all of you have heard that, you've heard Saskatchewan somewhere. Even if you've never visited, it's definitely out there, very common that agencies, immigration agents, families, friends, newcomers are always talking about this province. So let's look at Talent Tech Pathway, the non-express entry option. Why did I pick this one today? There's a specific reason. We'll get into it now. So you need an offer of employment from an eligible employer in Saskatchewan in tech or sort of high-tech occupations such as computer and IT managers, electrical and electronics engineers, computer engineers, cybersecurity, web designers, programmers, and developers, database admins, software designers, computer programmers and developers, network technicians, user support technicians, IT technicians, just to name a few examples. Keep in mind that some of these occupations are regulated in Saskatchewan, and you'll need to become a qualified and assessed candidate to take the certification exam to be accepted under the specific occupation under the Saskatchewan Immigration Nominee Program with the Tech Talent Pathway. What we like about this program is that if you're already working for the employer for at least 6 months inside the province, you would be exempt from language exam scores under this specific skilled immigration program. The way you would be working for the employer before they sponsor you is perhaps they did an LMIA and you're working with them on a closed work permit for 6 months, or you have an open work permit, like a postgraduate work permit, or a spousal open work permit, or even other types of LMI exempt work permits based on your nationality. Okay. You'll need 1 year work experience in that specific NOC code from anywhere in the world, right? In the last 5 years. But if you're already working for that employer in the province, in that NOC code for 6 months accumulated, then you're exempt from this 1 year requirement, right? You could even be accumulating that 6 months work experience while you're a student studying as an international student at a public post-secondary institution there. Wow, so many ways you can gain that experience and be eligible and skip the whole language exam score. You need to submit your SINP approved job offer from your employer through their portal and get and apply directly for this program to be nominated for PR. So that's why we like it. There's a lot of loopholes in that program. It's specific to certain occupations, but it's a nice program. Our second program right now for the Saskatchewan immigration program for PR is the entrepreneur stream. There's these unique features of this program that we like. You can partner up with another SINP applicant, so another immigrant who wants to come in with you. You could buy a business with them combined. You can start a new business or go into a joint venture with the Canadian partner. So it's like, wow, all these people involved, and they accept it. Each partner applicant will be assessed on their own merits. Each person needs to meet the minimum requirements for the non-Canadian partners and all the eligibility and exploratory trip. Okay, so it's important that you understand that no matter how strong your case is, the other applicant has to require it. Sorry, folks. And the key is that the investment will not be split in half. Everyone has to have their own net worth. Everyone has to have their own investment amount for sure. Okay, so that's an excellent little feature. There's also no language exam required unless you're claiming bonus points for it. So if you don't have a language exam, great. And if one of your applicants, so if you've got two people applying together as a combined business, if one of them fails, that's fine. The other one will just update the business plan or the business performance agreement and continue if they can. Real estate can be considered as 50% of the total investment for your investment plan. Wow, that's pretty good, right? As long as you can justify that it's required. You don't want to just include the real estate for the sake of real estate, but you could potentially include that. You can even purchase an existing business from a successful entrepreneur applicant who's already become a Canadian PR through the same program. As long as it meets all the requirements and there's a third party appraisal completed to make sure that there's a fair market value, then you can actually buy it from another applicant who's done it successfully. Most provinces ban this kind of transactions between former applicants who've done it successfully and new applicants for their entrepreneur stream. So this is a nice little feature for the Saskatchewan Entrepreneur Program. Applicants who are 50 to 54 will actually gain 10 points in the expression of interest for the entrepreneur stream. So that's pretty good, right? Other provinces, when you hit like 51, 50 onwards, you don't get points. And sometimes they limit your age up for applicants, like let's say Nova Scotia. But in Saskatchewan, no age limit, and you still get points up to the age of 54. Beyond that, you may not get age points, but you can make up for it in terms of net worth, investment, and other factors. Okay. Basic minimum eligibility criteria for the Saskatchewan Entrepreneur Program are minimum net worth 500,000, which will be audited by third parties such as MNP or KPMG. Minimum $300,000 investment or $200,000 investment for your new business, purchase business, joint venture, or partnership, but depending on the location. If you're in the urban, the metropolitan area, then that's going to be 300,000. If you go into rural, you can be eligible for 200,000 investment. You got to create two Canadian equivalent jobs in this business, and you have to own at least 33% of the business. that you're buying or starting, unless you want to invest significantly more, and there'll be exceptions to that. Let's get into the third program that we like. For the Saskatchewan immigration nominee program. It's called the International Skilled Worker Program, and they've got multiple substreams in this program. But what we like about it is the one with family ties, right? It has one of the most extensive, this province has one of the most extensive and vast skilled immigration programs across all of Canada. It's very popular. It has both job offer streams and other substreams, allowing applicants to even apply without a job offer if they're within the in-demand occupations and receive enough points with the points matrix for their skilled immigration program, right? Within this program, with the family ties for international skilled program, you can claim 20 points for just having direct family ties in the province of Saskatchewan who will support you for settlement. So you got to be on good talking terms with these family members, right? Just knowing them doesn't count. They have to actually be able to support you for settlement and provide documentation. It'd be a parent, mother, father, brother, can be even step parents, like step family. And for all these families, it can either be equivalent in-laws or step family as well. Brothers, sisters, grandparents, aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, first cousin, not fifth cousin. And of course, that would allow you to claim these 20 points. So if you claim these 20 points, that could be the difference between you getting nominated or invited to apply under the skilled immigration program, right? And not. And if you have a job offer, you get another 30 points. That's 50 points. So any human being can then be invited, right? So imagine that. They have all these options that other provinces don't give you. If you have family ties without a job offer, if you have family ties with a job offer, right? So you can apply either with a job offer or family ties, or apply with both. And of course, if you don't have neither, you cannot claim the points, but you could be eligible. And as long as you're in the in-demand occupations and you have the right points, that's also another option, right? The program is very flexible, and it may be the most popular provincial skilled immigration program across Canada, right? Right after federal express entry. In terms of provinces, it is the most common, and across the whole country, federal and provincial, after express entry, I would say Saskatchewan is the number one out there. You can calculate your international skilled worker points. We're going to put a link in our article and on our website with this video, so you can go to our website and click on the Saskatchewan link and calculate your points under the International Skilled Worker program. Okay, so I know there's a lot of great programs in Saskatchewan for your Canadian PR application, and we've just scratched the surface in this short live stream, right? But we've outlined the three most interesting programs because of those unique features they have, right? And of course, full disclosure, although I've never visited Saskatchewan and I would not live there myself, I must admit it has one of the best immigration programs for applicants who want to study, work, or invest, and then apply for their PR. It's one of my favorite provinces for immigration purposes only, not tourism, not lifestyle, not nice weather. People are quite nice there as well, but just for Canadian immigration. That's why I like it. Okay, so there's your full disclosure. And remember, there's numerous programs out there for your Canadian PR path that could be the right fit for you. So if it's not Saskatchewan or another province, it's all available there. Okay. And of course, if you're thinking about immigrating, whether permanently or temporarily, you're at the right place. I can guarantee only one point. You will know what to expect, the entire process clearly laid out for you, and all the risks identified, including costs. Our legal agreements are based on payment milestones, which are linked directly to your application progression, and we do not take 100% advance payment for your Canadian business and investment immigration applications. And if you're looking for discounts, well, look no further. I know of a great website that offers millions of items on discount every day, Amazon. But if you're looking for immigration results, well, that's our expertise. No surprises, no promotions, just results. We have a $1 million liability insurance, which protects you and us from mistakes or fraud, as well as a dedicated client trust account with our Canadian banks. Our team speaks over 9 languages, and we help applicants from over 49 different countries during their immigration process. And this list is growing every day. Click the link below this video to get a free email assessment for eligible applicants. And if you're ready to apply, would like a one-on-one session with me or one of my licensed immigration team members at Ingwe, you can also book a session directly using the consultation link in the description of this video after the live is posted. And if you have questions, remember, we have our weekly live session like today on YouTube. Today, we're just on YouTube, not on Facebook and Instagram, but typically we may be on all three platforms every Thursday at 11 a.m. North America Eastern Standard Time, where we answer all of your immigration questions for free on the spot. And there you go, folks. We're live right now. We're going to go to our questions on YouTube. I see Safa is here. So first we have Rosita. Buona sorta, Senor Reza. Buona sorta. Rosita. Safa Saleh, say hi, Reza. Long time. We really missed this talk. Yeah, Safa. Sorry, I was traveling before. So I would have been on an airplane on a Thursday. I couldn't connect. I did last week, but the week after, again, I was traveling. But yeah, it's just a travel season for work, not holidays. So sometimes, unfortunately, we may not have the live available, but we will reschedule, and I will make sure I'm on the lives. If I've got an internet connection and a working computer, I will be live. Ashraf Abodo, hi Reza from Dubai. Hello, Ashraf. I was just actually in Dubai last week. Travel with me, and travel with me is somebody's name here. Can international students get a job in Canada now? Yeah, I mean, if you are here on a study permit or work permit, you can get a job offer. Why not? As long as your status is valid, and you know, the rest is up to you. Abu Bakr Maxamed. Hello, Reza. Hello, Abu Bakr. Safa says, Reza, sadly, I have received a refusal for my work permit under SUV program because the business idea not meet the requirements of paragraph 205A. Interesting. 205A is about the significant benefit. Interesting. Yeah, I know, Safa, what 205A is. Interesting. I'm not sure it is part of LMIA or not sure that SUP LMI exemption. Do you think that GCMS is correct? What is? Yeah, I mean, the best is to get the GCMS notes. That's the first step, and then look at a reapplication, Safa. That's literally. I mean, you could also go for judicial review if you think there was an error in law and they misunderstood the application. You can always do a reconsideration, which is not very high chances of approval. You can also do a judicial review or reapplication. In both cases, you do want to get the GCMS notes. But if you do a judicial review, the lawyers can get those notes immediately, right? So you don't need to wait to get the notes and then do judicial review. But I mean, it really depends on what for your startup visa work permit application, what your plans are, and how strong the case was, right? Those are all key factors, Safa. Bhupinder, hey Bhupinder, how are you? Long time. Good to see you online. Meme Sheen, I received a work permit for an expired LMI. Consultant sent to IRCG that this contract and LMI are now expired and told that the application is moved from approved to rejected. Is this normal? Meme, if you have an expired LMIA, you cannot apply for a work permit. The LMIA can expire after you've applied for the work permit, but not before. So if the LMIA is expired, perhaps they can coordinate, if the employer can coordinate to see if they can extend it with Service Canada. If the 18-month extension has already passed, then there's no more extension because they can have it applicable, like valid for 18 months, the LMIA. Okay. Angel, how many days does IRCC take to stamp a visit visa and return passport? It's been 4 days in India, receive passport stamp, but have it. Oh, wow. 4 days is nothing, Angel. Sometimes it takes weeks. So, and it depends on the embassy, how busy they are. So don't plan for anything under 2 weeks and be ready for 4 weeks. Okay. Somewhere in between. But maybe you'll get it faster. But usually on average, don't even think about anything under 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah. So we're here, folks, only on YouTube to answer your questions. I guess if you have more questions, We will answer them. Safa says, thanks, we really appreciate it. No problem, Safa. You got to look at how strong your application is. And if you don't want to do judicial review, immediately get the GCMS notes and then uh, look at what you want to proceed with, right? And they're going to look at your nationality, your travel history, your ties, and the significant benefit is, I guess, is one of the key factors. If you included a roadmap, did you show funds that you're going to invest? These are critical things. If you want, send us over a refusal. But if you have the GCMS notes, even better, send it over. Would be interesting to have a look at it together. Meme Sheen says work permit took 50 months to process. Employer couldn't wait more. Thanks for the input. Meme, if the work permit, if you applied within the validity of the LMI for the work permit and the work permit took 3 years, it's still valid. Okay? Just to clarify. Bhupinder, when are you going to Winnipeg? Next week, Bhupinder. I'll be there on Wednesday. Sabri7, dear Reza, hi. Salam, Sabri7. Such a wonderful weather. Yeah, true. My half has finished her master's this month. I'm waiting for graduation letter to apply. I have finished my master's. Yeah, is that, or yeah? I guess you or your spouse maybe have finished the master's, waiting for graduation letter to apply for a postgraduate work permit, and she wants to come and visit me. Okay, okay. In some groups says it's better to not exit Canada until I receive result. Officer may refuse the PGWP. Sabri, I'll tell you this. I don't believe in these chat groups. They're great, but there's so much misinformation. You know why? Because there's no filter. There's no admin who will control who is giving you correct information, who's giving incorrect information. 99% of all that information in those chat groups are will lead you to a wrong decision. So if you exit and want to come back, your maintained status will be void, right? So it means you cannot work if you return while waiting for your PGWP. That's all. Otherwise, the officer may refuse your PGWP. No, you're going for a short trip, you're coming back, you will not have maintained status. You can come back and stay as a visitor until the PGWP is issued and you have it in hand or you have a scan of it. That's how it works. Okay? There's otherwise the officer was not going to refuse your PGWP because you left for a couple of weeks and are coming back. As long as the PGWP is done correctly, right? And the CBSA officer, when you're coming back, you will say, I applied, I had to go visit my family coming back. I'm not working. I won't be working. I know what I have to do until the PGW comes in. And if the PGW came back, well, great. Then you have a scanned copy of it. Maybe somebody can help you to scan while you're overseas, or you just come back and you open it up. Yeah, exactly. Sabri. Yeah, my wife. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Like in these groups, I don't really get into these group chats because there's no filters, there's nobody to monitor correct information and to differentiate between incorrect information, and everyone's case is different. So if I did an incorrect application for PGWP, like let's say I'm a student and then I left Canada and I wanted to come back and then the PGWP was refused, but it wasn't because I went and came back, it was because I did something wrong. And then in the group chat I would say, yeah, mine got refused, I left and came back. What would you make out of that information? So it's misinformation. These group chats, I mean, they're great, but they're not really great. Sorry about that. But yeah, I hope I've clarified it. It will not lead to refusal. It will just lead to you not having maintained status while you're waiting for PGWP. So you can work while you're waiting inside the country. But when you leave, you give that up. So that means you just come back as a visitor until the PGWP is issued and in your hand, or at least a scanned copy of both sides. Okay? If there's any questions, folks, we are here. Give it another 2 minutes to see if there's anyone else. Angel, any recent stats about actual SUV processing? I'm still collecting info, Angel. There's some, it's very sporadic. Like it's very diverse, the information, the letters, the requests. There's a lot of bias, I think, by the officers. I think there's some officers who are more experienced. It's all over the place. It's messy. I mean, that's what I was when I was talking to one of the lawyers who handles a lot of refusal cases, and he was saying it's messy too. So sometimes some people get away with it with a get out of jail free card with the SUV, and sometimes people get grilled, and it's really difficult. In terms of the stats, no, I don't have anything updated yet. We will have something hopefully by September to update our audience on the latest news, statistics, trends, policies, and patterns. Obviously, there were new startup visa work permit instructions that were published in this past week, this last 7 days. It was more clarity in terms of what documents are required, so everyone's on the same page. And second of all, um, it would it also included the fact that everyone should have an ongoing PR application before anyone in the group can do a work permit application. So those were some clarifications plus all the documents. Going back to Safa Saleh, who had a refusal, at this point, um, there's the chances of getting a startup visa work permit if you have a strong case are better than it was than the second half of last year. But you still need to show why it's urgent for you to come in, and the officers may use other wording for refusals besides significant benefit. But there are updated instructions on the IRCC website for the startup visa work permit processing. Sabri 7, say visitor visa. Does it mean she should apply for visitor visa? Sabri, you need a visitor visa, no matter who it is, to re-enter Canada or to fly or to travel to Canada. So I don't know if your wife has you need a visa, a postgraduate work permit, or application will not give you access to travel back unless you have a valid study permit, you have a valid visitor visa or valid work permit, and you only travel to US or one of these islands I forgot. The rest of the countries in the world, when you go back, you need a visitor visa. So if your wife is applying for postgraduate work permit, okay, um, or I don't know who's, yeah, so your wife did the master. So if she's applying for postgraduate work permit and she is on maintained status and she does not have a visitor visa, she goes out, she cannot come back unless she comes out and she applies for postgraduate work permit from outside of Canada. Then they will give her a visitor visa from the embassy to come in, but this process could take 6 months. Okay, so just make sure you do your homework, you do your research, you talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, and give you specific details. Because I don't want your wife to come out and lose her status and not be able to come back in. That's a mess. Okay. Safa, thanks Jose for evaluating. No problem, Safa. I mean, if you look at the updated instructions for the startup visa work permit, I think that'll give you some insight into how to structure and put the documents together. I think doing the GCMS notes and trying a second time is definitely worth it, Safa. If you think, I think, I don't know all the details of the application, but I think it's definitely worth it with the new updated instructions. Okay. So folks, if no other questions, I will leave it to that. I will tune in next week. I think next week we're not online because we'll be attending an immigration event in Canada, in Winnipeg. So we won't be available next week, but the week after we're back again. And Angel is asking, is it true that online SUV applications are processed faster than paper? Nope, there is no paper, and online is not faster. So I don't know where you're getting your information from, Angel. Safa Zale. Okay, I will contact you soon. No worries, Safa. Take your time. Look at your application, research, get the GCMS notes, apply for it. Meme Sheen says, thank you, Reza. Let us know when you're in Dubai next. For sure, for sure. I mean, I'll be planning something second half of this year again for work. Angel says, thank you, Reza. No problem, folks. Thanks for joining us. We're back here usually every Thursday. If you're watching this between June 1st to June 7th or 8th, we won't have an event on June 8th, but after June 8th, every Thursday, live here on YouTube, A lot of the times also on Facebook and Instagram, but we like YouTube better. I don't know why. Weather's good in Canada, thankfully, for a few months until we're back to winter time again. Okay, folks. Bhupinder says, which program you will be attending in Winnipeg? It's the Immigration Consultant Conference, Bhupinder. So it's an annual event, NCIC. We participate, we collaborate with other consultants, we talk to stakeholders. There's immigration officers in terms of from the government side as well. Sometimes the minister does a speech. Usually it's remote by a satellite. But yeah, it's a good event. I do it every year. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Signing off. Have a wonderful week, and we'll be back to help you with all your immigration matters. Um, Probably after June 8th, the Thursday after. Thanks again. Take care. All the best to everyone. Angel Tom Ford frames for you too, Reza. Nice, nice, Angel. Nice. I like your attention to detail. Okay. Thank you, folks. Take care. Bye bye.